What's good, gamers? So today we have the official confirmation that the leaks were real, which ain't that surprising. You know, they tend to be. But admittedly, it is exciting regardless because the cards we're getting are cards that I've been wanting to see in this game for a while. So we're finally getting the Blue Eyes support in the game. It is confirmed. And in this video today, I am going to show you combos actually for basically all of these new cards except for one of them that they're showing on this screen here. So oh my god, my cat. So yeah, I collected some replays for basically all of these new decks here. The Blue Eyes one is definitely the best one out of the new stuff. It's really solid. We also have the support for the Union deck, basically, right? The XYZ ABC deck. And this support does give the deck a lot more one-card combos. It makes the deck a lot better. But still, it's really just taking ABC from practically unplayable in ranked to like playable in ranked. I'm not even sure if it'll make it low rogue. I do think this will probably see some play just because the board is so crazy, but it is weak to interruption. And even though the one-card combos are good, being weak to interruption when people are running so many hand traps is really rough. It also basically dies to Droll most of the time. Is it going to be amazing? No, but I do think it will see some play. The one-card combos are impressive, and I will show you what this stuff enables. This card right here in particular is just a quick effect, you know, discard a card and pop a card your opponent controls. But the board you actually set up with this deck is pretty crazy. Also, I didn't even mention this, but yeah, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, this synchro is really cool. It's a level 12 synchro, which comes up for my build of this deck. And this card is really insane. It's basically a non-negate for a card on the field. It's not as good as like a Blazer or anything like that. It does negate cards on the field, but it's a omni-negate. This card gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn when you omni-negate with it. And if it's destroyed, you can special summon a light dragon monster from your grave except itself. So basically, if it's destroyed, you can bring back your level 9 synchro, and you know, you kind of have a nice little resource loop going there. Next up here, we have Divine Dragon Dragluxion, as well as the 7th Tachyon. This little engine here is going to be really strong. It's a really good package. I had to test it out a little bit to get a decent understanding on what it is, but essentially this generic rank 8 can be a really strong omni-negate counter trap that you can fetch from your deck, and it's a generic rank 8, right? So for example, I'm like confident that Horus decks will probably run the Tachyon counter trap now, this card, and the number 107 Tachyon Dragon, just because this card can search the trap and then it can tag out into the Tachyon Dragon, and then you can use that counter trap from your hand, and the counter trap actually negates an entire chain. I'll show you this as well once we get into the Simulator MD Pro, but yeah, this little package here is really crazy. The 7th Tachyon, this is just like a search card basically. You reveal a number from your extra deck from 101 to 107, and you can search a monster from your deck. That basically, it allows you to search a level 8 dragon, or multiple different kinds of level 4s. It can search Fossil Dyna, which is pretty cringe. It's a pretty good searcher spell, and a lot of decks will play it. I know Raziel will play it later too, but Raziel is not going to be in the game yet, so I'm pretty sure... By the way, is that how you say it? Is it Ryziel? Let me know in the comments. Either way, this card probably won't see too much play until then, but it's still going to be quite playable. And then last up, there's Duke of Demise here. I know this is probably pretty useful for like the zombie pile, at least that's what Moz in my Discord was telling me, but yeah, this card seems pretty bad to me. Anyway, we can go check out the cards in MD Pro here. Hold on. So here we're in MD Pro. This is not Master Duel, just a simulator that looks like it. Just want to clarify that. I get a lot of comments going like, wait, how is he playing with the cards? Even though I say every time that it's an MD Pro 3, but whatever. Really cool simulator here. And yeah, we're going to start with the Blue Eye stuff. So there's going to be a lot of different builds for the Blue Eye stuff. A lot of people like the invoked variant. Now, from my testing, I think this one's a bit too underpowered for Master Duel personally. I understand the appeal of it, but I just don't think it's that great compared to other options that we have. There's this one I think is going to be very popular, the Buster Blader variant. This one, you know, its weakest combo, if you will, basically sets up like the prologue to get you the fusion with the Buster Dragon. It's a Buster lock, right? You even get the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword set up. So basically it negates all your monsters, your opponent's monster effects, and also they can't special from the extra deck. It's pretty degenerate. It's pretty toxic. I don't think this is the best way to play Blue Eyes, but I think it's going to be the most popular one. The engine itself that we're going to get is really, really good. Basically, the engine consists of 3 Prayers, 3 Maiden, 3 Sage, which was already in the game, 1 Majesty, which you don't even need to play the trap. Actually, you can remove this if you don't want to. 1 Saga, this you do need to play, and the True Light, which is actually set up just by discarding your Maiden of White. The engine is really, really cool. Basically, you can go like Maiden of White discard, set up True Light. True Light can then set the Prayers. Prayers can then search Sage plus Saga because it searches 2 cards by discarding 1 card. And at this point, I mean, you can get so much off of it. You also have your Link 1 Spirit with Eyes of Blue, which can search your Blue Eyes field spell, and then your field spell sends a Blue Eyes to the graveyard. You can tribute your Spirit to special summon that Blue Eyes from the grave. So there's like a lot of really strong stuff going on in this engine. This field spell also gives you an extra normal summon of a level 1 Light Tuner. So, you know, that's pretty damn good. Overall, I would say the engine is super strong, and you can splash it in a lot of stuff. I've heard about White Forest. I haven't seen a White Forest list with Blue Eyes, but I'm sure it's going to be playable. My pick, though, is this one. I kind of just threw this together, honestly. I didn't put a crazy amount of thought into my build, but from my testing, this build is absolutely insane. So I'll be showing you a replay for this, and I'll also show you a replay for Buster Blader, just because I think Buster Blader is going to be a very popular pick for the Blue Eyes engine. Blue Eyes already easily makes these level 12 synchros just by using the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon effect to tag out. So you already were running Crimson Dragon, you already were running Saphir because it protects your own monsters from being destroyed by the end phase effect of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. You already were running this level 12 Synchro, which is an Omni Negate, right? So I just figured, why not just throw a level 12 Synchro deck in here? It doesn't add that much to the extra deck, you know, so I added those 2, I added Blazer, and that's about it. You can also cheat out Ancient Fairy Dragon with your Blue Eye Spirit. So your Link 1 searches your field spell, right? And then you make a level 9 Synchro. You make this guy. You go into this. This can then pop your Mausoleum and search the stand-up. It's really solid, really consistent, and really fun, honestly. So I'm just going to show you a replay for this one first, and I'll show you the Buster Blader, and then I'll give you a look at the XYZ stuff, and we'll end it off with the Tachyon stuff. All right, so this is one of many replays. In this one, I start off with the Centurion engine, I believe, and it's pretty damn good, man. So here we go. You know, start off with the stand-up Centurion, discard the Veiler. Keep in mind also, the reason I love the Centurion engine so much in decks like this is also just because it's just so good at baiting out interruption, right? So, for example, here, like if they went Imperum on my Trudea, then I could just normal Sage and go full Blue Eyes combo instead. It really wouldn't be that big a deal. So that's why I love this package so much. It doesn't use up your normal summon. This style of package, right, where you want to start with the stand-up. So here we summon Primera, grab the Wake Up, gonna fast forward a bit, go Wake Up, summon the token. Then we can just go ahead and synchro into Auxilla. Auxilla can search Gargoyle. I like Gargoyle in this build because it's a level 8 dragon that comes up. Sometimes you can use it to make a Hope Harbinger at the end of your turn, because you do get dragon locked by 1 Blue Eyes spell that you can use like way later in your turn. That doesn't come up in this replay. It more so comes up when you start with the Blue Eyes engine. But yeah, I actually like Gargoyle in this build in particular. I also use it to make the seals in this case. So anyway, we go for the graveyard effect of the we just send Phalanx to the grave, basically. Send Trudea, summon the Gargoyle, then Gargoyle plus this, we can go into our Hieratic Seal. So with seals, we can normal summon Sage. We now have a little bit of a play around Nibiru, because if they nib, we can at least summon a dragon from the deck, right? With the seals, we go for the discard of Maiden, set up the True Light. True Light set up Prayers. Prayers discard a card, and we get to search Saga plus a level 1 Light Tuner. You can also search Veiler here. I probably should have searched Veiler, but it's fine. You know, it made sense here because I will get to use his in-hand effect. So here I go Saga, special Blue Eyes. At this point, I am locked. Once you use Saga, you're locked into only special summoning dragons from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, which is actually not that big a deal for this deck. Even before you do the Centurion stuff, Auxilla's a dragon, so even if you dragon lock yourself before playing Centurion, you can still summon Auxilla and do that stuff. So it's actually like quite good. But anyway, summon Blue Eyes, we get the graveyard effect of Maiden. She special summons herself because a Blue Eyes was summoned. Then we can banish the Prayer from the grave. Prayer can equip a fusion to a Blue Eyes monster. The fusion I equipped is Neo. Neo, all it does is basically in the graveyard, it protects, I think, Blue Eyes monsters. Yeah, Blue Eyes monsters are protected from targeting. Like, it can banish itself to negate and destroy a targeting effect. So, you know, nothing too crazy, but if they were to imperm my Spirit Dragon right now, I could banish it to negate the imperm. You know, nothing too crazy, but it's solid. So anyway, we make a Blue Eye Spirit Dragon here. Then I go for the Sage effect in the hand, targeting my Maiden of White. I get to trigger her effect. Since she's targeted, she can special summon a level 1 tuner, a level 1 light tuner from the grave, or a Blue Eyes. She summons the Sage here, and then Sage sends her to the grave to summon a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, so that I have it set up in the graveyard. With these two, we can go into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon yet again. And here's the cool thing in Centurion about having 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, okay? 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is your average Centurion board, low-key. So you make the level 12 Omni Negate Blue Eyes, right? Then you go Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon can search the Synchro Rumble, which does come up in this deck sometimes. Target that, and we just summon Saphir. So yeah, it's Saphir instead of Blazer in this case. The reason we go for Saphir is because in end phase, Spirit Dragon pops the card that it summons. But Saphir, once per turn, protects every single card on the field. So by summoning Saphir, we kind of have a workaround that. And so when this card will attempt to destroy itself in end phase, it won't, thanks to the Saphir protection effect. Pretty crazy stuff. Then we can go for Phalanx effect in the grave and summon back our Auxilla to the field. In end phase, Auxilla is going to put the Primera in the back row. And if you're wondering how we get a level 12 Synchro here, well, it's very simple. True Light can just summon a Blue Eyes from the grave on opponent's turn, and that way we can make Blazer on opponent's turn. It's a really solid setup, in my opinion. I think it's really, really good. So anyway, let's keep going here. You know, I'm just playing against the bot just to show the interactions that we have. So True Light, Primera effect. We can fast forward here. So Primera summons. We get True Light effect. Summon out the Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes plus Primera. We get a Primera search. We chain block it with the field spell. And we just go into a Crimson Dragon. You know, Primera searches. Then they activate something. We go for Crimson Dragon, target, summon the Blazer. And just like that, we have this crazy, crazy board. 2 Omnis, a Monster Negate. All our cards are protected by destruction. Keep in mind, True Light, you really want to protect, right? Because if this card is destroyed, it destroys all your face-up monsters. But now we're kind of safe from that because Auxilla stops your opponent from destroying your face-up spells and traps. And even if they got rid of Auxilla, all our cards are going to survive destruction at least once because of Saphir being on the field. So the amount of protection that we have here is pretty ridiculous. It's actually kind of terrifying. We also have this quick effect bounce, which is really good. And this can summon any dragon from the deck. Honestly, earlier, I feel like I should have just left the Jet Dragon in the deck because it's pretty good to summon Jet off of the Hieratic Seal. It adds even more protection. It's actually like triple protection at that point. So really, really hard to crack the board. It's a lot of protection. So anyway, here, you know, I just bounce, go for Hieratic Seal. I summon the regular Blue Eyes that I should have summoned earlier. This should have been a Jet Dragon in defense position, honestly. But overall, still really solid stuff. Put back the Primera. And obviously, at this point, we can just clean it up. But yeah, dude, this is really solid stuff. This is really, really strong. At this point, you know, just clean it up. I think this is a crazy build. This is probably the one that I'm going to be making a deck profile on once the cards come out. At least it's most likely the first one I'm going to make a deck profile on because I was having a lot of fun testing out this build. So if you want to see more of this one, just, you know, stay tuned because we'll have more of this build coming. But I guess I'll show you the Buster Blader variant as well because I feel like it's going to be pretty popular, even though it's kind of lame and I don't think it's as good, but let's just check it out. All right, so for this replay, I wanted to show the most basic version of this combo. You know, Buster Whelp is a level 1 light tuner, and it searches the trap that sets up everything. So you basically run 3 of this card, and if you see it, you get to do the lock. So you go Buster Whelp, you grab the trap, and there you go, you did it. You have the lock, okay? Once you have this trap, you have the lock essentially, but you can make it a little bit better, so we'll set it here. We'll go for Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit with Eyes of Blue can then search our field spell, Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum of White activate. And Mausoleum of White can send to the grave a copy of Blue Eyes. Then we can use the effect of Spirit with Eyes of Blue to summon that Blue Eyes from the graveyard. Now, I do want to point out, this card gives you a second normal summon of a Like Tuner, right? So it's really good. You can normal summon Valor, which is why you definitely want to run 3 in this deck if you don't have your other Blue Eyes pieces. If I got like a Maiden here or a Sage, I could go way further, but I was cool with it because I kind of just wanted to show you the most basic setup for this engine anyway. But yeah, just keep in mind the board can get a lot crazier if instead of a normal Valor here, I was doing a normal Sage or normal Maiden. So just keep that in mind, you know. So anyway, here we go. Valor with these two, we can go into a Protector Whelp. Then we get the Whelp effect. We send to the grave the Buster Luck, and that's basically the difference, right? If you get 2 bodies and make the link to Protector Whelp, well, you get to send the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, which allows you to not only get a skill drain on everything, but you also get to lock down the extra deck. It's pretty nasty stuff. So at this point, on opponent's turn, you know, pretty simple. Pretty simple. You get the trap, prologue, send everything, send the trap, Destruction Sword Memories, you banish that, and then you banish your materials for the fusion. You fusion the Buster Blader fusion, and you special the Synchro. The Synchro will quick effect target that, and there you go. And then this will protect your Buster Destruction Sword so they can't like Harpies Feather Duster it. So yeah, at this point, all your opponent's monsters are dragons. They all get changed to defense position, and they can't activate their effects. So yeah, and all their monsters on the field are dragons because of this card right here. So yeah, it's skill drain plus locking down the extra deck. It's pretty toxic. It's pretty silly. I don't have much else to say on it. We're going to check out the XYZ ABC Union stuff. All right, and for XYZ Union, whatever you want to call this, I got to give credit to Moz. He's the one that showed me basically how to play the deck. It's somewhat linear, not crazy linear. It has a lot of 1-card combos. Basically, this is a 1-card combo, this is a 1-card combo, and this is a 1-card combo. They all get you to the same board. Also, pretty much any body plus this is full combo as well. And if you have any of your 1-card combos plus this, you actually get to do full combo, nib safe. But I won't be showing the nib safe stuff in this video. I might show that more so like when the cards come out, because this is not meant to be like a deck profile video or anything. Just kind of introducing you right to all this new stuff here. But overall, I would say with the new support of the X Cross and, you know, the Y Dragon Yearhead, this stuff, this new fusion here, what we really see in this deck is just a bit of an adaptation to the modern format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Feels like unions are not necessarily going to be good now. It's just they're going from like basically unplayable like to, you know, now you can kind of play them because they have good 1-card combos, but they are still weak into interruption, totally lose to Droll. You know, there's a lot of downsides to playing this deck, but it is quite solid overall. If you get going and get your full combo, it's basically FTK as always with this deck. But yeah, I don't think you'll be getting it all the time, but you can definitely, if you have gas, actually shift into a weaker version of your board, like a more typical modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck would, you know? So that's kind of nice. Anyway, I'm going to show you a replay of like your typical 1-card combo. Okay, so here we are. We're going first, and we're going to do the X-Cross Cannon combo in this case. Now I'll say it's a 1-card combo, but normally in this combo, you summon the Engraver from deck. In this one, I'll be summoning it from the hand because I only run 1 Engraver. We're not really running the full Fiendsmith package here. We're really just running Engraver to be able to summon Desiree, you know, so it's really just there for that. And normally you search Y Dragon Yearhead early into your combo, but I already had it, so, you know, it changes the combo a little bit. So, you know, just keep that in mind, but we're going to go ahead and do the combo here. So it's X-Cross Cannon, equip B Buster Drake from the deck, special B Buster Drake. You have these 2 bodies here that you can link into Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget can special summon from your hand. So here, normally you would search the Y Dragon Yearhead, but because I already had it, I just searched the Torque Tune Gear and I can summon it later into the turn. But it would be the same board anyway. So Platinum Gadget, summon the Y Dragon Yearhead. Y Dragon, equip the B Buster Drake. Then we banish both of them to contact fuse into Union Controller. Union Controller can search your Hanger, and then your B Buster Drake triggers in the grave to search. So we grab the Union Hanger, and then we can go B Buster Drake, search a Assault Core, activate the Hanger, grab the Sea Crush Wyvern. Union can then special summon from your hand. We special summon Union Driver. We get to equip it with Union Driver, then special summon Zillion Tank. Zillion Tank can equip Y Yearhead from the banish pile. Then with these 2, we synchro into the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon can pop our field spell and search from our deck the Therion This Colosseum. This Colosseum obviously is going to search a Regulus as always. Then you can go ahead and use Ancient Fairy Dragon, special the Sea Crush Wyvern from your hand, special Yearhead from the back row. Yearhead is not once per turn, so this is really important for your kind of your loop in the deck. So as you see, we equipped it with Bee Buster, then we summon the Bee Buster, and we can link into Moon of the Closed Heaven. At this point, we trigger Bee Buster yet again in the grave. Sea Crush Wyvern can summon from your hand, so you can summon out the A Assault Core. So at this point, we already have all our letters, right? So we have the Y, we have the Z, and we have the X in the grave for the XYZ fusion. And we also have the C, we have the B, and we have the A for the ABC fusion. So we can banish all these guys from the grave later in our turn and get those two pretty much guaranteed. Anyway, Bee Buster Drake, grab the Union Pilot. Then with these three, we can go into Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. Ptolemaeus can detach 3 materials, summon a Nova here. And obviously with Nova, you can make Infinity, solid Omni Negate. Why not? Why the heck not? So after that, we go Therion King Regulus. I equipped it with the Y Dragon Head, but it would have been a bit better to equip it with the A Assault Core, because that way I could, when it went to the grave, I could have added back the Torque Toon Gear just as a free discard for later. But, it is what it is. Either way, we link away our Moon here for the Requiem. We go Requiem, summon out the Engraver, which would be from deck normally. We summon the Yearhead plus Requiem, make Fiendsmith Sequence, shuffle back 3, and we can make ourselves a Desiree. Then you link away the Sequence plus your Synchro to make a Silhouette Rabbit. Get yourself an Azuroon on the field, and then we can go Sequence, equip it to Desiree, get 2 Omni Negates on him. Banish 3, summon the XYZ, banish 3, summon the ABC. And like that, we've got the full board. So this board is really crazy, obviously, as you can see, right? Like, this is a quick effect discard to pop. This is a quick effect discard to banish. This, obviously, once we use the Regulus Omni Negate, we have a free space on our field. We can summon Azuroon, which will trigger the Rabbit to get a back row pop. And then the Azuroon is a special summon negate. We have a double Omni Negate with Desiree. And we have a regular Omni Negate and Destroy with Cyber Dragon Infinity. It's a really solid board. Most likely winning the game if you get to the full board. I just don't think you'll be getting it every time, because this combo is very susceptible to interruption. Either way, that's about it really for this replay. I'm not going to show you me just swinging into the bot, but yeah, I think the XYZ stuff is pretty solid. Not amazing, I don't think it's going to be competitive, but I do think you can jump into ladder and honestly make it to Master 1 with it. I think it's competent enough that you can at least do that with it. All right, and next up, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the brand new Tachyon Galaxy stuff basically that we got. Now, this is not the list I'm going to show you, but I'm just using this one because it uses more cards from the engine, because what I'm actually going to show you is a list that uses like 2-3 cards from the engine. But basically, we got this new Cloud Dragon, which is like a Poplar. This guy can tribute himself to summon the Primal. The Primal can search the amazing Broken Counter Trap, or, it could also search the Searcher spell, 7th Tachyon. Then you have this new Xyz Dragluxion, which can search also the Counter Trap, or also it can just search the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. And then it can also tag itself out into like a Hope Harbinger, or if you want to be able to use these from hand, you can go into a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, and that makes it so you can use this insanely broken Counter Trap from the hand. It's actually nasty. So yeah, this is not the list I'm going to show you. This was really just to show you a couple more of the cards, because really the list I'm going to be probably trying for these new cards is, if I could just find it, yeah, Formud Tachyon. So as you can see, we're basically running 2 of the Counter Trap and 2 of the level 8. That's the only cards from the engine we're running. No, that's not true. And 1 copy of the Searcher spell. We can use this awesome Parallel Exceed Formud combo to get into this whole thing, thanks to this one generic rank 4 Galaxy Photon Dragon, which searches your Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal super free, super easily. Now, what I'm going to show you is just a 1-card combo with Formud Skipper, but just keep in mind this list has a lot of stuff going on. And I also want to just show you the channel that I stole this from, because Maz found a channel that had like really saucy combo with Formud for this engine. and I just had to show it. So shout out to Harisu, and here's a picture. Go find the channel, you know, give a like, whatever. I'll put the link to the video in the description. But yeah, let me just show you the combo. It's crazy. Last combo for today. Okay, last combo. 1-for-1 is full combo. Here I'm only going to use the Formud. I'm not even going to use the Imseti in this combo. So discard the Max C here just so it doesn't bother me. I go for Formud, reveal the Magical Musk, and then we go Magical Elon, summon. We can go for Formud, Skipper, Effect, Engrave, grab the Parallel Exceed. Then we can link away our Elon here and go into Fiendsmith Requiem. We can trigger Parallel Exceed, special summon it from the hand to get the effect. Special summon another Exceed from the deck. They're both level 4. We can go into generic rank 4 Galaxy Photon. Galaxy Photon can then detach and search the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. So then we can, you know, tag away, summon out the Engraver plus Photon, go into Fiendsmith Sequence. Then we can go for Fiendsmith Sequence effect, you know, shuffle back 2, get the Lacrima here, summon the Fiendsmith Lacrima. Lacrima is going to trigger, bring back the Engraver, and using Engraver plus our link, we can go into a Silhouette Rabbit just to make sure to use a sequence for something, right? And get our Azurune. Then we go for Graveyard effect of Engraver, shuffle back the sequence, and summon Engraver. Now, I do want to point out, I did make a misplay. I should have specialed this Primal while I controlled my rank 4, because you can only special summon this card from the hand if you control a Dragon Xyz monster. So basically here, I had to summon the Lars, which is a rank 6 dragon. I had to summon the Lars instead of summoning the admittedly better Wave Hiking Caesar, mostly because I didn't summon this guy earlier when I was supposed to. So just want to point that out. But honestly, Lars is still a really good card in its own right, so it's not really the end of the world. But yeah, here I had to make Lars just so I could special out the Tachyon Primal. Then I go Tachyon Primal. We search the 7th Tachyon. Then we can go for Tachyon, and we're revealing the 107, add the Bestial Lubellion to the hand. Activate Lubellion, discard it. We get to grab a Bestial Magnamut. Magnamut is going to banish from the grave the Formud Skipper, special summon itself. Then we're going to, you know, trigger its effect. And we can special out our Lubellion from the grave, tributing the Magnamut. With these two, we go into Dragluxion. Now, Dragluxion is going to search from our deck the Counter Trap. Then you can use his effect to tag himself out and go into the 107 Tachyon Dragon. So the cool thing here is while this card is on the field, I don't even need to put these on the field. I can just hold them in hand. They are going to work just like hand traps, except they're counter traps. And this card is not just an Omni Negate counter trap. It's an Omni Negate counter trap that negates every single card in the chain in which it's activated. So, well, prior to it, I guess. So yeah, this is a pretty disgusting card. It also shuffles back all the negated cards. So for example, if your opponent activated that Grass is Greener and activated like 7 effects Engrave from the milling, right? Like, you know, you have your Tillement cards activating, I don't know, some branded cards activating and stuff like that. You could go Chainlink 8, activate Transmigration from hand, shuffle back all those cards and negate them. It's disgusting, dude. It is so crazy. And here's the craziest part. In end phase, Magnamut adds my 2nd copy of Primal to the hand. And then on opponent's turn, I can literally just special summon this Primal as a quick effect as I control an Xyz Dragon and search a 2nd copy. This card is not once per turn. So you get 2 Omni Negate the entire chain from the hand and shuffle back all the things you negated in that chain. You get 2 of it. It's actually disgusting. On top of that, here we would have either the Caesar or the Lars. So that's like 1 to 2 interruptions. We have the special summon negate with the trap. We have a back row pop here. Like, this is a pretty crazy combo, honestly. It's somewhat mid-rangey, but is it really? Like, is this what we can consider mid-range these days? I mean, this board is like, it doesn't seem like anything, but it's actually like kind of broken. So yeah, pretty excited about this one. I think this is definitely something I'm gonna have to try out in Master Duel when it does drop. Pretty excited for it. But that about does it, I would say, really, for this video. I don't want it to be super long, and I think it's already longer than I was planning on it being. I really just wanted to do a quick little video talking about all the new stuff, and I figured I would quickly showcase all the new decks that we're getting. I'll still probably be dropping a video the day prior to the set releasing with like a little bit more in-depth guide for all of these like individually. It is going to be my birthday when the new set comes out, but I'm still going to be doing the Goblin stream. So, you know, 2 a.m. EST basically, or 3 a.m. EST, when the cards come out in the game, I'll be up. We'll be streaming both on Twitch and YouTube. So make sure to tune in. And yeah, either way, that's it for me. See ya.